I'm up here at Stonelick, and you can see it's pretty cold outside. A couple inches of snow on the ground. And out there at the lake, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see parts of it starting to freeze over a little bit. Just right out here in front of me. And then out there the other part, it's probably a little bit deeper, is still water. But you know, the funny thing about this lake is this year especially, I've never seen it freeze and thaw out as many times as I have this year. I've been up here a couple of times last week, and the lake will be frozen and come back the next day and it's thawed out. And it did that several times last week, and it looks like it's getting ready to freeze over again. But the thing about it is, it's going up to 40 degrees next week, and it's going to be thawed out again. Usually right around the first week of December, it'll freeze then, and it'll stay frozen all winter long. But it's been, I guess, exceptionally warm this year, and just hasn't been able to do that. But anyway, I come up here a couple times a week, and it take me probably about a 2-3 mile walk through the woods. I'm not there yet. Parking lot's way back that way. And then there's this roadway that I walk up to get to there. But I haven't been one to walk when it's cold like this. But if you dress up right and once you get going, it's not bad. And it's really nice. Nobody else is out here. Nobody's as dumb as me. And I got the whole place to myself. So I'll turn it back on when I get up there to the woods and let you enjoy the hike with me. Alright, this is Lakeview Trail. And it's a nice little trail. It's not too hilly. It's wide open. And it's right by the lake. I guess that's why they call it that. You don't see much wildlife on this one, because it's sort of between the road, just a little ways up that way, and then the lake over here. I'm sure there's some deer out there sometimes, but usually they're way back here on the other side of the camping grounds. And the first time you walk it, it seems a little far. But after you walk it a couple times, it just don't seem long enough. So then you find yourself hopping on one of the other trails. And it could add up to a few miles if you get out here and start walking on them like that. Up at this end, it looks like the water is like almost froze completely over. I'll walk down here. Yeah, look at that. Most of this lake is probably, I know, no more than about 8 foot on the average out in the middle. Probably right here in the front of us, I would say no more than 3 or 4 foot until you get out towards the center there where you can see that water flow, and that's going to be the channel. It may be about 6 or 8 feet right there, and then when you get down into this other part of it, there's a section, big section out there that's about 12 feet, and I don't think there's any other part of the lake that's any deeper than that. It's a real shallow lake, and that's probably why it freezes over and thaws out as easy as it does. Not many fish in there. A lot of bluegill. There's some bass, but they're real small. I've been coming up here since I was a little kid. My dad used to bring me up here. He used to fish with like a little bamboo pole. Just had about an 8-foot string out on the end of it, a floater, a hook, and a little bit of bait, and we just fish right along the banks, and caught nothing, and didn't ever catch anything but bluegills. And there's catfish in there, but nothing of any size. And I fished out there a lot. I mean, a lot over the years. I've fly fished. I've fished out of a boat. And I just haven't never caught anything much bigger than my hand. Although I have seen some good sized fish flopping out there in the summertime. I don't know what kind of fish. I'm kind of thinking that they were carp, but you can't catch them. Just can't catch them. This part of the trail takes you back into this little cove. A couple little spots down in there. You get down in there and fish. I've never fished down in there, and maybe that's where they're all at. I don't know. The trail ain't too bad. It's a little muddy, but I've seen it muddier. But up under snow, you can see leaves. It's got a nice layer of leaves on top of most of it, which makes it kind of nice. They're starting to rot away though and turn more to mud. Just around this corner up here. Ooh, this is muddy. you come back out on the road, and then a couple of 100 feet up, it'll go back into the woods again. It kind of goes around this big culvert down in here. It's a big drainage pipe that goes under the road right there. I think there's a couple of lakes up that way. Maybe about a half a mile or a mile in that direction that overflow, and then they drain out into this little culvert. But I've been back in there, and the closer you get to those lakes, I don't know if they're near the golf course that's up there on, I know that'd be back that way. There's just some houses back up there that have big lakes on their property. But the closer you get to it, the muddier it gets back here. So there's a trail that goes through there, but it's not really that good for hiking or walking through, unless it's midsummer when the ground's pretty dry, or in the wintertime when the ground's frozen. Right now the ground's not really frozen, so it wouldn't be a good idea to go hiking back here unless you're prepared to walk through mud. Now, this part of the trail is kind of like my favorite. I mean, it's a little longer than that first part. But you go around a few little curves here, and then there's a long stretch that goes out towards the road again. And when you get to that point, I'd say that you've probably walked close to a mile. Then after that, there's another one that this trail ends, and then another one will start. And it goes back down around this area in the woods out in here, and circles back up around towards the campground, back to the road again. But you can kind of see how this one's straightening out. It's a long stretch. You'll go down a big hill here, and another long stretch, and then you're out to the road. So my hands are freezing, and I'm gonna put this away. If I see anything exciting, I'll get it back out and share it with you, but if I don't, have a good day. I'm going to.